Hello everyone, welcome back to another reaction video, and today we're with another brand new channel. That's I think 3 this week. We've tried brand new channels. So let me know how you felt with the kind of different style of content that we've been reacting to over the past week. I've enjoyed it. I hope you guys have too. But anyway, we are with Mark Rober, and we're finding out how to escape Alcatraz with basic engineering. The whole story of Alcatraz is so interesting to me. So when I saw this, I basically went, yeah, I fucking want to watch this. So yeah, we're watching it together. We are still live as well over on Twitch, so come and chill out with us. At the moment, we are going to be doing the Cyber Sunday live as well, if it carries on the way that it is. So yeah, come and chill out with us. And yeah, we'll get into the video, shall we? Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. Let's go.
This is Alcatraz,
Sound all good,
sound all good. Famously secure prison, and today I'm gonna try and escape. This does not feel
so
good. But I'll be doing
man.
it in a very specific way by recreating the exact same actions these 3 daring prisoners took. This is a tight squeeze when they executed their year-long plan in what many consider to be the most ingenious prison escape in recorded history. So
I want to know, do you reckon, those of you that know about it, do you reckon they got away or not? Or do you reckon they died crossing the, whatever it is, river? I can't remember what it's called. Because I'm so indecisive about it. I really don't know. Because there's sharks in that area as well, right? It's freezing cold in the water. I don't see a way that they could have made it, but you never know, do you? You never know.
Off, they gave me unrestricted access to the whole prison because our goal is to use modern technology along with our own engineering skills to determine once and for all whether these 3 escapees actually made it safely to land. Guys, we are no longer in a round. Or if they vanished forever
see what I mean?
in the frigid, shark-riddled waters of the San Francisco Bay.
I'm not sure we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it!
Insane. If they made it, insane.
They would spend 23 hours a day in this tiny little cell. On June 11th, 1962, at 9:30 p.m., this exact jail cell would have seemed pretty unremarkable to any of the guards on duty and to all but 3 of the prisoners held here on the island. Because that's the night those 3 prisoners decided they were finally going to attempt their escape after nearly a year of meticulous planning and preparations. But in order to pull this off, starting right here in their cells, they would need to execute their elaborate 6-part escape plan flawlessly, eventually taking them up and out of the prison, down to the water,
it's
and across
genuine
the bay
craziness,
to their
isn't
freedom. And to pull this off would require countless strokes of genius, like fake vents to cover up their digging progress, fake bolts made from sculpted soap, or a homemade raft fashioned from prison-issued raincoats. But all 6 of those critical steps started right back here with the decoy, moments after lights out at 9:35 p.m. Since they weren't expected out of bed until roll call the next morning, they needed a way to not sound the alarms with empty beds when guards came by to perform head counts several times during the night. So they placed fake heads like these on their pillows that they had spent 2 months crafting out of soap, concrete dust, toothpaste, toilet paper, and actual human hair.
This is the thing. They would like use the jobs, because obviously they had jobs throughout their time in prison. They would use their jobs to find these things. I think one cleaned in the like hairdressers in the prison, and would just collect the hair as they went. One would be up on like the cleaning the vents for like asbestos and all this kind of stuff as well. And that's how they got all the rope and all that kind of stuff as well. Genuinely fucking insane how they did all that.
This is kind of creepy, and it shows how good the heads are, because I feel like I'm in a jail cell with a sleeping man just out of the corner of my eye. The only thing that's missing is the snoring.
Now at this point, it's worth mentioning these weren't your average prisoners. Frank Morris had an IQ of 130, and he was the mastermind who planned everything. Then brothers John and Clarence Anglin, while not as smart as Frank, were resourceful and good with tools. All 3 had previously escaped from other prisons, so they were sent to Alcatraz because no one had successfully escaped in its 28-year history. So in order to assess and truly appreciate every aspect of their bootleg prison engineering, I needed to recreate all the steps they took in their escape. So I assembled a prison break team of my own with Johnny Harris and Cleo Abram. Cleo would be the mastermind, and Johnny and I would be the slightly dumber pair of brothers.
Really good.
So we gathered up all the exact same materials they had at their disposal.
Never made a fake head before, but I think we can do it.
And began the first test.
I'm gonna start mixing.
Mixing what? When it comes to arts and crafts,
It's a good idea.
it's fair to say.
No, that is actually a very
Look at
good
your
idea.
face. This
But
seemed
they
like
wouldn't
it's-
have been able to do things like that as well. They wouldn't have been able to sculpt it based off their own head, because like they would have either been seen and it would have been weird, or they would have been heard and again would have been weird. So they must have just done it like based off nothing, based off maybe each other's or something. So they based it off their actual sculpture. But it's genuinely fucking insane how it all works.
This is Mark Rober with his
I guess
Despite
maybe
all that,
the
I
guards
think they
wouldn't be
turned out
looking
pretty
too
good.
much
These
into
are
it. They just see a
As it
head
turned
with
out, all
hair.
you really needed to do was bring in your most artistic friend, Brooke. Whose do you want to start with?
I will start with, oh God.
Brooke, save us.
And having Brooke to help us actually put us on par with the original escapees, because they had their own resident artist in one of the brothers, Clarence England, who also worked maintenance
Right,
and painted as a
okay.
hobby, so he provided the paint. His brother John, on the other hand, worked in the barbershop, so he provided the actual human
Here we
hair
go.
they used.
Hello.
Is that how you see me?
Here's Mark.
Oh my God.
So with our picture-perfect facsimiles finished, we put our heads to the test with prison guard Bam,
Prisoner check.
who had been told all three of us remained asleep in our beds. And our outcome was significantly different than theirs.
I told you, Johnny.
It almost worked.
Why are eyes so wide open like this?
Finding early evidence, these weren't your average prisoners.
All right, next test.
Now that their diversion was set, at 9:37 p.m., they grabbed some tools and crawled through a hole in their jail cell wall they had spent the previous 6 months secretly digging out.
So this is the actual hole.
I never
they
knew it
crawled
was that
through to
small.
Escape. As you can see, it is not very large. Wow, this is a very tight squeeze.
Ow! To give themselves a head start on digging, they decided
That's
to enlarge an
fucking
already
tiny.
existing air vent hole underneath each of their sinks. And since they obviously didn't have access to power tools, they had to get creative, primarily using stolen spoons from the cafeteria that they'd fashioned into picks by removing the round parts. So to gain a better appreciation for what this would actually take, it was time for my jailbreak crew to get to work on a replica prison cell we built in Crunch Labs using concrete that was similar to what they would have faced.
My fingers are starting to get tired, and it's literally.
Wow, you're
seconds.
so soft.
It quickly became clear why it would have taken them months
Prison breaking is hard.
to painstakingly scrape their way to a hole big enough to escape from.
Sorry.
Which begs the question, how do you cover up your digging progress so the guards don't discover it during their routine room inspection? So to answer that question, I headed to the prison archives to meet a good friend of mine, Adam Savage.
How you doing?
What
man?
name?
Because he has
Adam
a lot
Savage.
of myth-busting knowledge on this topic.
We didn't know that there were still pieces of the original thing until we called over here, and they're like, "Yeah, come on down. We can show them to you."
One of the first things he showed me was this. Basically, they created an incredibly realistic vent cover made from just cardboard, notebook covers,
The fact
and
they had to
soap, which they
fucking
then
make
painted
all this
prison
stuff as
green
well.
using spare paint they stole from a maintenance shed.
From a maker standpoint, this is a masterpiece.
How do you steal a paint can and like no one see it? Like genuinely, how do you manage that? And then what do you do with it afterwards? It's genuinely mind-boggling to me.
To
Yeah.
make this out of like homegrown materials you're scabbing from the prison shop and to have looked this good like a concrete wall is incredible.
Back in prison, we were making some progress, but it wasn't exactly quiet work. Our three escapees faced this same issue and came up with a clever solution. Every night from 5:30 to 7 was music hour for all the inmates. So one of them would loudly play an accordion while one kept watch for guards with a makeshift periscope
Nice.
and the third one scraped away. And this noise management system turned out to be pretty effective.
I never knew about that either.
Oh my God, that's so loud. We're escaping from Alcatraz.
Say that out loud. Sorry, let's hold no. Sorry.
Our efforts were proving that digging through concrete with a headless spoon was very slow work. And this must have been something Frank Morris, the mastermind, concluded as well, because he ended up getting his hands on an old vacuum used for maintenance, exactly like the model shown here. And then if you pop off the top shell
How?
and then remove the fan assembly, you will find
We have a modified power drill, and that ought to speed things up a little bit.
all the inmates had power outlets in their cells that allowed them to use things like electric shavers, or in this case, bootleg engineered power drills. So with
Jesus
the accordion once again
Christ.
masking the sound.
Yeah, I never knew they used this.
They resorted to an improved method of drilling a series of holes and then using the spoons to remove the remaining excess material between the holes. And as much as this did increase our output as well, it was clear this would still take weeks, and I wanted to get to the crawl-through test. So I raised the
That's
white
so
flag and resorted to
impressive.
an air hammer, which they definitely didn't have at their disposal. until the hole was the exact same size as the holes in their cells.
Look at how much like concrete they would have had to remove from the premises, right?
They put it all in their pockets.
Put it out in the yard.
Well, yeah, it
but
must have been like Shawshank Redemption, right? Where they just put it in their pockets and let it loose under their trousers, like as they're walking outside. That's literally the only way it would have
This is
worked.
the actual size of the hole they escaped from.
Oh, I can smell the freedom.
So it turns out they were like 135 pounds.
These are tiny dudes.
They're tiny
Okay,
dudes.
sure.
My
fine.
head will fit through here. Pat goes first. Now I have to make it.
Bro.
Oh crap. Oh, there's no way.
Let's push him.
Oh,
That's fucking
No, there's no way
mental.
this guy's getting through.
all that work.
Johnny mixed things up with a feet first approach.
My hips don't lie.
Oh, my hips don't lie.
Which meant it all came down to Cleo.
I can totally do this.
Oh my god. She's doing it.
Oh my God.
Wow.
She's doing it. I can do it. Send help, Cleo.
Bro,
Cleo.
she's small as well, right? Like they had to be that size effectively. That's fucking mental.
Bro, she's already gone.
Wow. Okay.
I don't even think
well,
I'm small. Don't get me wrong. I'm 5'6". I don't think I make it through that hole.
You want a game of tic-tac-toe, I guess?
Okay.
Back to our prisoners. With step 2 out of the way, at 9:48 p.m., they found themselves in sort of a secret passageway between the cells. But the problem was, they'd have to silently make their way to step 3 that was 4 stories above them.
Here's the holes. They would crawl out right here into this utility corridor, which honestly is pretty spacious.
But more importantly, they had to make it to the loft, and there's all these pipes that basically act as ladders that lead them all the way up to
Right here.
Yeah, this is a bit
This
that
is
I've seen
wild.
before, I think.
This was the roof of the cell block, but when they got here that night, there was already a homemade life raft and life vests,
Yeah.
homemade paddles, and makeshift flashlights waiting for them. And that's because this wasn't their first time up here. They had been sneaking up here for months, using the same decoy heads and fake vent covers, bringing up their hidden homemade tools every night as they fabricated their means for escape.
Okay, this is where I thought they were working, but it's not apparently. They just brought stuff up here as they went. It's
And
oh
they knew
my
about
fucking
this spot
God.
because one of them was actually assigned to work up here
Oh,
for a couple
never
hours
mind.
during the day, painting the ceiling and doing general maintenance
Nice.
under the watchful eyes of the guards patrolling right across the hall. So they devised a plan, and every day he would sweep dust down onto the polished floors below, and when the guards and other prisoners eventually complained about the mess, he proposed a simple solution, hanging up blankets in these locations to stop the dust from
That's
falling down,
so
creating themselves
smart.
a private little workshop in the process.
So of course, once they hung out the blankets, that means they could work up here undetected for months, coming up every night, doing some work, crawling down in the morning. Frank Morris, the mastermind, just an absolute genius.
And of course it makes sense then why during the day they'd work as slowly as possible, taking months to not even finish painting the whole ceiling.
Oh, this is cool. So you could literally see how far he made it over just to buy themselves more time.
Frank worked in the library, which gave him access to reading materials like Popular Mechanics, where he learned some of the skills they used for designing their paddles and constructing the raft and life preservers made from over 50 Army-issued raincoats they had borrowed or stole from other inmates. And bear in mind, these weren't exactly ideal working conditions.
Any noise they make up here just echoes throughout the entire prison.
On top of that,
This is where the guards would patrol back and forth with Thompson submachine guns, keeping an eye on all the prisoners. So it's
Fucking
wild that
hell.
just 15 feet away, these guys were literally fabricating their means for escape.
and now that they had completed step 3 and were ready to head to the roof with all their provisions, it was our turn to do the same by building the actual rafts we would use to make our own escape.
So now we're up to the loft, we're out of our cells. But the next big step is how do you make it through these frigid, shark-infested waters?
What's cool is they had these Popular Mechanics magazines.
And inside was how to make a homemade life preserver if you need.
No way.
Literally, your life preserver, how will it behave if you need it?
This is the one I feel like is the most nonsensical. It's such a refined construction of a life vest. I feel like this is them showing off.
This is absolutely them showing off. It's like get a piece of foam and like a milk jug. You know, it's doing the same thing. Is this a raft?
Our theory was that they made 4 tubes and then realized we don't need the
Right, I
second
love this
short
video.
one because we can just just make it a long triangle.
These tubes are something like 14 feet?
Yeah.
That's a yacht. Now, those instructions were applicable for the typical material you find in a rain jacket. So these guys collected like 56 of them. They made life preservers in a raft, which we are about to do.
These are some smart dudes.
MacGyver on steroids. Here we go.
We found a roll of rubberized canvas
How
and
do you
matched the
figure all
material
this
of the
out,
prison
man?
issue rain
Actually
jackets and then
insane.
cut them into rain jacket size strips.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's satisfying.
Satisfying flow. Wow. Oh, that was so unsatisfying.
And then we used period accurate rubber cement to glue the segments together with 2.5-inch seams.
Our life depends on these seams. If one of these even has a little leak, oh.
My applicator already broke. Are there more applicators?
Oh no.
And then fully sealed the deal with some hammer time.
Yeah, but then how do you stop that from
And if this seems
making
insanely
noise?
loud, don't worry.
I'm gonna cover it up.
We brought the Accord.
The guards will have no idea
Nice.
what we're doing.
And with that, we rolled it onto itself, then sealed the ends, which led to the final test, seeing if we could inflate it using the same secret weapon the escapees had.
Oh, yeah.
No
They took an accordion and
fucking way.
actually used it as an air pump. Yeah.
There you go.
It's pretty strong. See? Okay.
The fate of our survival
That's
rests
so
on this moment.
smart.
This is an actual raft we will be using to cross the shark-infested Alcatraz waters. Here we go.
Oh my God, it's working. It's working. Keep going.
And over the course of about 37 squeaky pumps, we had a fully inflated raft.
The accordion is the unsung hero, or I guess it's
Little bit
sung.
A little
Yeah,
bit sung.
But
Yeah.
the all-important question was,
Listen for a leak.
is it fully airtight?
I mean, it looks it.
Nothing.
Cleo's overjoyed response made it clear that if we just repeated that exact same thing 2 more times, we'd have a fully functioning raft. Next for the inmates was making it onto the roof. But before they do that, it's worth looking at their tools and appreciating that while they didn't have college degrees, they certainly thought like engineers because they were resilient problem solvers. And to me, this is what it means to think like an engineer. And this is such an important skill to develop for life. It's written right on the side of
Is Mark
every
Rober an
Chrome
engineer
Slabs
then?
build box that gets delivered to your door every month, where we build a really fun toy together and then learn all about the fascinating physics
guess so.
that makes
That's
them
quite
work.
cool.
But the best part is, just like I do with
I
my
didn't know he
YouTube
did all that.
videos, we hide the vegetables. So you're learning all these useful life skills like resilience, but every step of the journey is really fun. On top of that, each month your box has a chance to contain the platinum ticket. And if you get it,
I've just realized this is a
you're
fucking
coming
ad.
out to Crunch
He
Labs.
baited me into watching an ad.
So if you're
What the fuck,
looking
Mark?
for something to put at the top of your Christmas
Subscribe.
list,
I was meant to do that during the ad.
the household hero by giving
Subscribe right now, pretty please.
CrunchLabs.com, where we
Thank you
give
so
away
much.
boxes for our holiday
This
special.
I actually
Or
love
you'll
this video.
find
Let me know as well if you have enjoyed this kind of video, because I'd be so down to watch more of Mark Rober's stuff. And again, yeah, we've done very much so new content this week in terms of React. So yeah, if you have enjoyed it, let me know, because I'd definitely be down to do more of it.
4:45 p.m. They were now at step 4 of their escape plan, ready to head to the roof through this vent.
This right here is the vent they did it through.
And they had previously sawed through the bolt that held the vent shut and then replaced it with a fake bolt made of soap they had painted to look real. They'd also previously bent away a restriction bar intended to keep a human from fitting through the ventilation pipe using an ingenious homemade bar spreader consisting of 2 opposite threaded bolts with a threaded turnbuckle in the middle. So when they tightened the turnbuckle with their homemade
Wow.
wrench, the 2 bolt heads would slowly deform the restriction bar until there was room enough to slip through.
So they busted through, pushed up the metal vent, pushed out their rafts, and crawled to the roof at the potential freedom.
We know the exact time they got on the roof because a guard and several inmates reported hearing a loud bang.
If you had to push this thing over, it landed on the roof, that's gonna make a lot of noise. That's loud. You could just imagine they've made it up on the roof. They've got their rafts. They're running to the edge. They've got the city of San Francisco behind them, Golden Gate Bridge to their left. And they know they are mere hours away from drowning in these frigid waters.
Yep, bro, look how
Full
rough that
freedom.
looks as well.
It's one or the other. So they came here to the edge of the roof.
Then climbed down the water pipe, made their way along the exercise yard, down by the water tower, and around the power station. Now, what's truly remarkable about that route is they'd have to scale 2 separate 12-foot barbed wire fences with all their gear in tow while going undetected by the armed guards on the search towers, who were ordered to shoot on sight any prisoner attempting to escape.
The final part of the escape, conveniently, where you can't be seen by the guard tower, they made their way down this embankment and entered the water right here.
Now, this beach wasn't the easiest spot for them to access, but Mastermind Frank chose it specifically because it was in a blind spot for all the guard tower searchlights. So now that they were down by the water's edge,
how do you even figure that out from inside the jail?
Into an air pump and set off to Angel Island. So to get a sense of whether this would even be remotely possible in a homemade raft, we launched our own homemade raft from a beach location that was very similar to theirs.
Go, 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 go. Careful, careful. I don't want you to break it. This is it, guys. This has to work.
Okay, time to start making the music.
Get in there.
I'll hold you, Pump.
Johnny, why don't you start filling one of the others with your mouth? Okay.
Can you imagine being here on the beach? Like the guards might come at any moment.
Blow harder, Johnny.
Johnny!
This is not easy.
Tastes like glue.
Oh my God.
No, I didn't prepare for this. Let's get these on. Watch your eye. Oh, shoot. I just broke.
Oh, shit. Bro, imagine if theirs did break.
Getting a core workout here. Guys, I'm almost full. This one's full. No way this lasts. This is the first thing I'm ditching. All right, we gotta get in the water. Let's get in the water. Oh, go, 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 go. Get in there. Oh, all right, Cleo, get in. Get in, Cleo. Careful on those seams.
Exploding!
They're wearing like ship captain suits.
Now you'll notice it's not exactly dark, even though we know they launched after lights out in the evening. That's because we ran some tests of our own by strapping 20 GPS devices in waterproof containers to some driftwood, and then we threw them in the water near their launch spot at various times in the tide cycle, and then we tracked where they ended up. And this experiment yielded some very unexpected results.
Whoa, we're looking at some movement here. Wait, this is not what I was expecting to see. We're trying to go over here? Not now.
Because of the strong current the driftwood logs got caught up in, none of them even came close to making it to their intended destination, Angel Island.
Jesus.
Either as the current came in on high tide or went out on low tide. In fact, of all the logs we threw in, only a few ever made it to land during an ideal 30-minute tidal window at a location right about here next to the Golden Gate Bridge. And this is something Frank probably knew as well by observing debris in the water moving with the tides, meaning all their rumored plans for heading to Angel Island were just diversions, and their real plan was to land here all along. So to maximize our chance of a successful escape, we had entered the water at the same perfect 30-minute tidal window based on the tides for our day.
Hard paddling to freedom, folks. The tide is just pulling us. Let's go. We're moving so fast, man. Guys, this is epic. Look at this. Look at this. Let's go. We're the Golden Gate Bridge. Look around. This is beautiful. We're
I'm so
free.
impressed they've actually like got in a raft on this this river or whatever it's
We
called.
were feeling optimistic, but once we got about a quarter of the way to the bridge, the waves drastically increased in size.
Big waves. Oh, these waves are huge. Oh my way.
I don't think I'd get in.
I was getting queasy fast, so I ditched the paddle and adopted a new strategy.
Okay, at this point, you live and die by the current. Paddling is just totally futile. It's just about
kind of agree.
surviving and like floating our way in the current.
A large portion of my body is underwater right now.
I'm just like engulfed in this thing. I cannot move. We're basically sitting in just a massive life
I
preserver.
don't
the
see
world's
how they
most
could have
dangerous water.
survived.
With like sharks swimming around you.
And this was a legitimate concern. Here's an actual clip right off the shore of Alcatraz of a great white shark hunting a seal. In fact, when I was scouting out the location the inmates launched their raft, I saw another seal right off the shore.
You know what he seals?
Sharks. To make matters worse, I knew in this area great whites hunted primarily at dawn and dusk.
It gives you some
Sick.
real appreciation for what and how they did this.
How do you think they were feeling if they got this far?
Victorious.
This is a win already,
Yeah.
but not home free yet.
Big waves! Oh my goodness!
Jesus
These are
Christ.
6-footers!
He's a white cat.
Well, you say they probably started swimming. I think it was like, I can't remember exactly, but I'm sure it was like winter when they left or something. When did the escape from Alcatraz happen? Completely incorrect. June 11th. But I think the water was like way too cold for like swimming to be an option. I don't know. I'm sure I've heard that. I might be wrong.
We're almost capsized. It is tumultuous on the open sea.
And despite the rough waters, our great escape was going pretty well, right up until the raft started deflating.
We're definitely losing air. This is not good. The moment I put a little bit of pressure on it, air comes rushing out. I'm holding on tight right here, making sure it doesn't leak. And I'm holding this one on this side.
And since our trusty accordion pump was back on shore, we had to get creative.
Get some air back in there, please, folks. Our survival depends on it.
And to make matters worse,
Water everywhere in here. This is more than that,
Fucking
dude.
hell.
We're up to our waists in water. The waves are just so high. The water's freezing cold. But Alcatraz is fading into the distance, and the Golden Gate Bridge is coming closer.
and this was good news because even if Johnny made it, it was looking more and more likely his dinner wouldn't.
I'm nauseous.
You better be paddling!
Oh God, I might vomit.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I'm paddling. I'm paddling to the end. I will not be defeated. I will not be defeated. Oh, I'm so nauseous. This is for freedom.
For freedom!
Go, Cleo.
For liberty!
We're sinking so much faster when our power.
But you know what? We've got harder. And if you've got heart, you got freedom.
That's not actually true.
We are really putting on a lot of water.
That is actually true.
We can do this, guys. We can do this. Guys, the bridge is right there. The bridge is right there. I see the bridge.
That's still so far away.
Guys, we are no longer in a raft. This is the ocean.
We are going down. Johnny?
I'm up to my sternum now. I'm like mostly underwater.
I don't see how
Johnny
they
looked like
made
he had a
it.
plan to fix our sinking situation, but it turns out he was thinking more about content than survival. Which makes this a good time to
Nice.
mention, no matter what happens here, you should know they both have incredible YouTube channels. Like Cleo
Nice.
just uploaded a video about what we could actually do if a giant asteroid were headed towards Earth.
An asteroid impact is worse than you might
Also,
think.
these
And Johnny
she's
just
like
uploaded
smart,
a video
smart.
about the infamous El Chapo prison escape in Mexico.
This place was considered inescapable, but even still, he had escaped
Oh,
through
fuck. Well, I wanna watch
one of
that
his
as well.
tunnels.
So close. The current's taking us. It still has there. Hold on to that. Hold on. I am.
The current had done about 90% of the work for us, and now it was up to us to make the final push to freedom.
Big push. Go, big push. Come on.
You're so close!
Which would have been much easier without my prison-issued footwear.
Nice.
Oh my God. Come on. We're there. We're free. Oh my God. Land, land.
That's insane.
We're free from Alcatraz. Oh.
We actually did it.
We're free. Oh my God, I'm so tired right now. That's one of the hardest things I've ever done my whole life. Yeah.
So after all that, the question that remains is, did they survive that final step? Now, what we know for sure is the FBI recovered evidence of their escape, like paddles or life jackets, in these 4 locations. But what we also know is on any given night, there's only a 30-minute window where the high tide current will take you from Alcatraz safely to land. And any attempt outside that time frame basically means certain death from hypothermia or drowning. And thanks
Yeah,
to a
there
lot
we
of
go.
modern science, we of course knew exactly when that 30-minute window was for our escape. And so after
But they didn't
checking
know.
historic tide records on the exact night of their escape, for them, that vital window would be between 11:30 and midnight. And according to the FBI records, ingenious Frank Morris, with access to none of the data we had, pushed off right in that sweet spot
Fuck
at 11:40
off.
p.m. Now, even with all that, realistically, I still put their odds at less than a 50% chance of surviving the final step. But if anyone was gonna beat those odds, it would be the
was
serial
gonna be
escape
them.
artist, genius IQ, bona fide bootleg prison engineer, Frank Morris.
Wow,
This year,
that's
if you want to strengthen
so
that
fucking
resilience
impressive,
muscle in your
man.
brain while having tons of
Also,
fun,
unbelievable video, by the way. Like, 9 times out of 10, I will love the video that we watch on Reacts, but that was probably one of my favorite videos I've watched. To be fair, I'm already interested in the whole story, the whole concept of it, but I feel like that was explained so well. Wow, that was so fucking fun. Well, there we go. I mean, seeing that they've done it, it kind of makes me think that maybe they did do it and they were out there somewhere. I assume they'd all be dead now, but they were out there somewhere. But Insane. Absolutely insane, isn't it? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please do leave a like down below. Subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.